The dome trap is designed as a safe and effective alternative to the box and drop traps. It's especially useful for cats that are fearful of other traps. Even some cats that have spent years avoiding the conventional traps have gone into our dome trap with no training at all. But some cats do require a bit of training. In this video, I'll show you how we trap train cats for the dome trap. I'll also describe the most common pitfalls and how to avoid them. The information presented here is based on our own experiences with the dome trap. We look forward to hearing and learning from your experiences as you try out our invention. Whether you're dealing with a trap-shy cat or simply want to ensure the greatest chance of quick success with your target cat, a little bit of trap training can go a long way. While interaction with the dome trap itself is likely to provide the best trap training, this trap is too valuable to be left unattended even for a little while. Fortunately, there's another option. To trap train for the dome trap, the cats just need to be fed on a large hoop of some kind, with netting on the bottom and canvas, ripstop, or even a couple of old sheets wrapped around the sides. You're basically training the cat to step over the side of a large hoop and onto a net to eat. We've had great success with training traps we've designed ourselves for use with the dome trap. We've also had success when feeders have made their own training traps. Usually the cat only needs to be fed in the training trap for a few days. In fact, trap training for longer than that can sometimes backfire. The cats can get so used to the training trap that they notice the difference and get spooked when the actual trap shows up in their space. If the target cat initially appears fearful and reluctant to enter the training trap, start by placing some dry food for him on the outside of the trainer and his favorite wet food on the inside. A cat that is unable to access any food at all can quickly become stressed out. It is much easier to condition a cat for trapping if you can keep him relaxed and happy. In addition to the cat's favorite food, you can put some catnip on the training trap to help lure the cat in. We usually don't use catnip in the dome trap itself. Some cats seem to enjoy the experience a bit too much. A cat that's not the target cat can get a whiff of the catnip and then commandeer the trap for 20 minutes or longer, all the while preventing the target cat from entering the trap. So we use catnip on our training traps, but usually not in the dome trap itself. Because these training traps are all very lightweight, we recommend finding a couple of heavy rocks to place in the corners so that they don't blow away in the wind. Trap training also gives you a chance to think about where you're going to be placing the trap. The dome trap needs to be set on flat ground with nothing around it that the trap can bump into when the cat is trapped inside. The trap is lightweight and is not tethered to the ground. It is fully enclosed, ensuring that the cat cannot escape as it lifts and moves the trap. The trapped cat can push the trap several feet in any direction within seconds of being trapped. Thus, the need for flat ground and ample space on all sides of the trap. When selecting a spot for trapping the cat, watch out for tall grass. And by tall, I mean grass that is overdue to be cut. It can be problematic in 3 ways. First, the cats might not like the feel of the net as it sinks into tall grass when they step on it. Second, tall grass could get wrapped around the hooks of the trap and slow down the release of the sides when you trigger it. Third, and most importantly, tall grass can make it more difficult to attach the cage to the transfer tunnel correctly. It can look like the elastic band is snug around the bottom of the cage when it is not. A cat once escaped from me this way. Now I bring a pair of clippers with me whenever I'm trapping in grass. If the grass needs to be trimmed in the spot where I plan to place the trap, I can trim it myself. It takes about 5 minutes and can save you a lot of time and trouble in the long run. If you're going to be using the dome trap in grass a lot, you might consider investing in a battery-operated lawn edger. They're available on Amazon for around $60. I also make sure to bring a large flashlight with me when trapping at night, so that I can light up the area when I'm ready to attach the transfer cage. One situation in which we have repeatedly encountered difficulty, even with our dome trap, is when a cat is living in a confined area like a fenced-in backyard and rarely sees anyone but his feeder coming into his space. For us to trap him, first the cat is going to have to see a stranger enter his space. Second, he's very likely to watch us as we set up the trap. The combination can leave the cat spooked for hours or longer. On one occasion, we were tasked with trapping a cat that lived 24/7 in a fenced yard. The cat would get so spooked seeing a stranger enter the yard that he would vanish sometimes for days. In situations like this, we might ask the feeder to feed and trap train the target cat just outside his safe space. For example, we might request that the feeder temporarily move the cat's feeding spot to the other side of the fence or to the side of the house. Then, on trap day, we can set, monitor, and trigger the trap without the cat ever setting eyes on us and without having to enter his safe space. This strategy has been very effective. The good news with the dome trap is that you don't have to ask the feeder to withhold food for an extended period prior to trapping. Cats usually don't need to be super hungry to go into our dome trap. They just need to have some appetite. I typically instruct the feeder to feed the target cat as usual 24 hours prior to his scheduled trapping. Then, if desired, the cat can be given 2 tablespoons of dry food 12 hours before trapping. After that, all food must be withheld. The next meal for the cat should be in the trap. The most challenging situation for the dome trap is when the cat has more than one reliable food source, and we are unable to sufficiently manage all the food sources long enough to trap the cat. Feral cats in particular are unlikely to enter even a low-profile trap like the dome trap simply out of curiosity. They need to have at least some appetite. In this situation, we suggest that you try trapping the cat at a different time of the day. Cats have small stomachs and generally look for food more than once a day. So, for example, if you either know or suspect that your target cat has multiple food sources during the evening hours, try trapping him in the early morning. You might have to set food out for him at that hour for a couple weeks before he discovers it, but once he does, you should be in a much stronger position to trap him. The other option is to try using catnip to lure the cat, first into the training trap and then into the trap itself. This is the one situation in which we might use catnip in the dome trap. Not all cats will go for it, but at least it gives you another option. When using catnip for trapping, be sure to use a brand that includes regular catnip mixed with Japanese catnip, called Silvervine. More than 80% of all cats are responsive to at least one of these 2 types of catnip. One final strategy for cats that have gone into your training trap but still appear reluctant to enter the trap itself. If the cat has a trusting relationship with his feeder, you can ask the feeder to walk in and out of the trap in front of the cat. Seeing the feeder go in and out unharmed can help a nervous cat let down its guard. In the next video, I'll show you how to set and bait the dome trap, when to trigger it, and how to transfer the cat from the dome into your cage.